people have spent a lot of man-hours digging out from all of the snow we've received. In cities like Boston, those who dig out their cars leave behind space savers for their parking spots. But Mayor Walsh wants those savers gone. And our Katelyn Flint joins us live from the neighborhood famous for its space savers, and that's South Boston. Katelyn.
You know, Latoya, it is a common sight across the city in residential neighborhoods, especially here in South Boston. You look down the street and what you see is a mix of giant snowbanks and parking spot savers. Well, starting next week, one of those two things will be disappearing much more quickly than the other. Barrels to the classic cones. They are some of the most valuable items on city streets in Boston right now. But starting Monday, these parking spot savers will become trash.
It wasn't a minor storm. It was a big time storm, and I think they should be rewarded with their parking spot.
Boston Mayor Marty Walsh has announced that the Public Works Department will begin removing space savers next week as part of regular neighborhood trash removal, an announcement that has many in South Boston sounding off.
I think the mayor's office needs to reassess that, considering the amount of snow we've had.
A lot of people are out here days, hours, nights.
It's one neighborhood where residents say parking is bad enough without adding close to 8 feet of snow on top of it. Digging out from underneath it all has many feeling a strong sense of ownership for their spots, causing what some may call a parking battleground.
I do see some notes with some warnings, but a little comical stuff too.
Many spots across the city are being topped off with notes, some pleading for consideration, others engaging in an ongoing turf war, and there are those offering a word of caution.
I did see one saying, "I will slash tires if you remove this spot."
All examples of just how serious space savers and those that put them there are. But come next week, the battle will become a different one as drivers stop defending spots and instead begin a city scavenger hunt trying to find one.
There's nothing we can do. It's really a disaster zone.
So a lot of people do say they understand why this has to happen. It just really doesn't help soften the blow at all. But it is important to make note that these spot savers really have been out for much longer than they typically are allowed to be, which is about 48 hours after a storm. Now, the mayor is asking people to respect their neighbors and their neighbors' property as the process moves forward. We're live in South Boston tonight. Katelyn Flint, NECN.